good. That's just monkey going out.
Okay.
There we are. That's pretty good.
Look at all that busyness behind us.
That's okay. It's a feature wall.
Yeah, we're in a new position today.
Trying to avoid the sun.
Trying to avoid the sunlight over there, which we're an hour earlier, so it's really it's coming through the window. So hi, welcome back for another edition of This Is So Not a Podcast. We're trying once a month. We're trying.
We're getting there. We're doing okay. We're doing all right.
Hi. Hold on, just one second. Hi, how are you? You here for class? Yes. Oh, okay. Go right on back.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, yes, we're doing good.
Yeah.
It's June. And so here we are. Actually, you're going to get 2 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
This month.
Well, first of all, so I'm Debbie, and I own the shop here at Dances with Wool in Midlothian, Virginia.
And my name is Erin, and I'm the store manager. And you can find us all over the place at Dances with Wool RVA. We're on Facebook, Instagram. You're obviously watching us on YouTube, our website, and we will link our website along with everything else we talk about in the description box below the video once we're no longer live.
And as you can see, we are open for business today. We have classes going on. So you might see a lot of things happening in the background of our podcast today.
It's good.
But welcome. We're glad you're here. So we're going to tell you everything that we've been doing this last month and tell you everything that's coming up, as well as some of the things that we have been working on in our own knitting journey.
Because we both have finished objects.
We do.
This is like absolutely crazy.
I know. I was telling Erin that I even forgot to bring something I finished. I've finished 2, but I'm only wearing the one thing.
That's okay.
But I forgot. We're both getting ready to go on vacation, and it's like our minds are not on podcast. Our minds are, I still haven't done this. I still haven't done this.
Don't ask me about,
It's crazy. Okay. Do you ever do that? I mean, it's like,
it sneaks up on you.
It does. I haven't packed. I haven't done the laundry. I haven't gone to the drugstore to get all of the things I need for, the 9 days so that they're in smaller bottles. And, I mean, it's crazy. I've got a house sitter coming in. I've got to get all of those instructions written down.
I haven't done that either.
The bills. I've got to get the stuff wrapped up for the shop, that has to be done before I leave.
I know. Well, we came off of crawl. So this is the issue. Is that we didn't just finish, but we finished crawl. And so the James River Yarn Crawl was a huge success.
It was wonderful.
Huge success.
It was wonderful. We it was the first one in our space.
First one in the new, the new space.
We got to really test out the space to see we got to see how what can we do? How is this going to accommodate people for a crawl? We had 4 trunk shows in here, accommodated everybody. In fact, there was I think the second day, I don't know if it was you I was telling or Nikki, I looked at somebody and said, I don't think we have the number of people that we had last year in the first weekend of the crawl. I went back and looked at our transactions. We were 35% over what we had.
Everybody could spread out.
But that was it. We had the space to spread out, and it was just an incredible experience. And boy, did we enjoy having it in this larger space. But we accommodated 4 trunk shows, plus we had our retail space and everything going on over there. So we feel good about where we're, we can do this.
Oh, absolutely. That was the first thing we got about 2 days in, and Debbie looked at me and said, we could do this twice a year. I'm like, well, we could do something, not necessarily crawl, but we could potentially do a multi-trunk show event more than once a year. So
we're working on that. But it was plans. Think of all that we can do now. Poor Erin. She's like,
no, it's just fine. Just not the full crawl experience. No. We save that for once a year.
There's a reason why, because it's like 9 days straight and you're on 100% full capacity. So.
But it was great. So thank you to everybody who shopped with us and watched me on Facebook Live every single morning as I started off sick and then got a little loopy towards the end.
But we sent out a survey afterwards, because we always take that feedback to heart, because there is a lot of things that people who have crawled with us a long time has seen the evolution of how, how it's, what we're doing now compared to how we started. And we sit down, we debrief, we go over all the comments, we say, what can we incorporate into the next year? What is reasonable for 5 shops to be able to do in 9 days, keeping in mind that we're all small businesses that we have to, we can't give the shops away.
Well, yes.
So what can we
want to stay in business.
We want to stay in business. So what can we reasonably do, reasonably accommodate, reasonably manage?
With small staffs too.
Yeah, with small staffs and small businesses. So we do take all those recommendations to heart. And one of the things that we get that's specific to us multiple years is how much they enjoy your daily Inspire Me's with patterns of the day. And so that's something that multiple people say that they enjoy and look forward to.
Well, and it was fun. We did a little bit different this year. In previous years, I've planned it all out like a month in advance. I know exactly what patterns. This year, it was very much like we would get there in the morning. I'd be like, what should we do today? And somebody's like, oh, what about this? Oh, that sounds great.
Let's do this pattern today. And it worked better, actually.
It really did.
Because we could see what people
what kind of samples we had, what samples came with the trunk show. We used a couple of samples from trunk shows.
We saw, oh, they sent this pattern
and this
or this sample. Why don't we sell the patterns for it since the kits are going? I mean, it was just, it worked very well. And we try to make sure that we take care of our crocheters as well. So we had some great crochet patterns, but thank you again to all those who crawled with us and took the time to fill out the survey.
That's hugely helpful. Thank you.
We debrief on Friday. So
the shop owners,
the shop owners debrief on Friday. So we'll be looking at all of those results and go back and look at figures as far as number of participants and we as a store will look at, well, what did we do well and what do we want to do again, make sure we do again, and what do we want to change up? So it's all very helpful. So thank you. So
but we do have, each have objects.
We do.
Which is very unusual if you've been watching this podcast since January.
I know.
For us to both have finished objects. And yours is amazing. I'm so excited about this sweater.
Kind of a little background on this is I've gone to Vogue. Vogue came back this year in person.
Yes.
So I went to Vogue, went to Maryland Sheep and Wool, and had a trip in the fall to New England, and then had the Iceland tour. I brought back projects from everything. All those trips. So I'm slowly but surely I'm working through WIPs, and I'm determined because I have everything with the patterns and the bags ready to go, and I'm just pulling it back. This was a pattern that I saw at Vogue. This is Stripes by Andrea Mowry. I know this
sweater, so I'm gonna have to make one.
It's fun,
so cute.
This is Crave yarn. It's by Yarn Culture. It's their basically house yarn. I'm happy to say we're going to be doing a trunk show with them. I missed out on the kits, but loved the sweater so much.
With the sample
that I bought full skeins of all this. But you don't have to do this. Mine is 5 colors. It is sport weight, but you could do it in fingering. You could probably even do it in DK, adjusting your needle. But this is 5 full skeins that I just splurged on and bought. I have enough left over. I could do a second sweater, but I loved the colors, and I loved plus I didn't have to sit there and figure out what colors I wanted to do. It was all there in the kit. I liked the colors, so I wanted to buy the colors. You could do this in a main color and do minis to.
That would be a really good idea. Or leftovers, like go into your stash. Find those 20-ish gram leftovers.
Yeah. But you could also, the only thing was doing it with 5 colors in 50 grams. I had enough of some colors, but not enough of another, which is what their kits were, 50-gram kits. the 25 gram or the 20 gram minis that we have, you could do, but it would have to be kind of like a planned. I would say the best way to do it is get one skein that is one full color and just incorporate that full skein with minis.
Yeah.
Because a mini will do a stripe.
Well, and it's really interesting. I've seen ones too where people like combine different kinds of yarn. Like they'll put a Suri.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Totally. And do or hold a mohair with one of the colors for a stripe, or they'll do a slub, or I've thought about doing one out of hand spun.
Yeah.
Going through my hand spun and picking different.
You could so
different
totally
textures and colors and
yeah, it's easy. It's top down. She does give you multiple necks. She does give you multiple sleeve lengths, and you have a cropped version, which is what I did. And you also have another version. So all of that will determine how much yarn you need. So it's hard to say you're going to need this many grams or yards, because it will be all determined not just by size, but by the type of design you want. But yeah, I really like it. This Crave yarn is, oh my God, it's just so it's not hot. I wore it all day yesterday.
What's the fiber content on? Do you remember?
Merino.
It's 100% merino.
No, it is not.
It's a blend,
it's
isn't
a blend, and I don't have my phone. That was another thing I left at home. I am just not with it today.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But,
I
will link it down below.
Yeah.
So
we'll link everything. But yes, we do have a trunk show coming with them in the fall.
Yeah.
So if you like Debbie's sweater.
Yeah, it's actually August 26th.
Oh, August.
I did write that down. Okay. Yeah, so we'll have them for a week here. But Crave Yarns, and they're out of New York. And they had the booth at Vogue. So yeah, so this came off, which Vogue was in February. So I'm kind of proud of myself.
I'm very impressed. Really, truly.
I got it off the needles, but what is it about stripes? It just makes you go quicker. I mean, when you want to see the next,
it does. It makes you want to go faster because you want to see the next color and the next color.
So this is 8 rows of a stripe, and then you have your increases up here, and so write it through here.
Really pretty.
So I love it. Oh, and I will say one more thing about this, because we're going to be talking with designer Jennifer Parasini at Vogue. We're going to get her back for.
H&H.
Oh, H&H. Oh, I just had Vogue on the brain. Yeah, H&H, which we'll tell you about in a minute. But she taught here virtually a class back in the winter. And I, of course, was sitting in on that class, and she talked about making modifications. It was your modification menu, and how, based on your sizes, which we are never. When you look at bust size this and schematics are this, if your bust is this, your schematics should be this. We're never that. Might be a medium for the bust size and a large for the hips, or, so how do you modify your patterns to fit your body just the way you want them to? And I was so impressed and I took notes, and I had her notes. And this was one of those that I did modify in places. So just to say that, and look how it fits. Because this size here was a different size than the pattern I did here. So I had to allow for those increases. And anyway, you think that sounds hard. You think that puts you into designing sweaters, which is not your forte. Let me tell you, it takes very little thinking and brain power to once you have your measurements on paper and where you should be measuring. Once you have that, it takes very little brain power to know, okay, I need this size for this part of the pattern, and I need to get to this size for this part of the pattern. What do I need to do? All that said, we're going to be talking with her at H&H, and we'll be getting her back. I highly recommend her class. She is someone who is very knowledgeable and such a good teacher. But anyway, that is how I got the fit that I did on this. So rather than just following a pattern and just doing, okay, I'm doing this size. So that's just an aside note to what we have coming up too. So yeah. But anyway, so what are you wearing?
I actually have 2 finished objects. This is nothing short of a minor miracle. If you follow this podcast at all, I am the queen of casting stuff on and not finishing it.
I know, but you have You do get them finished.
Eventually. We're not going to talk about the double-digit whips that are in the house. People tell me, they're like, I have 5 whips right now. I'm like, oh, honey. Talk to me when you hit double digits. Oh. But this is another Ranunculus by Midori Hirose. It's a top-down sweater. A little bit of detailing there. And then this is kind of semi-cropped. It's not super, super short.
But it's perfect.
But I'm very short-waisted, so I don't typically need to. If I follow the full-length sweaters, they're like down here on me. So this is meant to be a layering piece. It's done with fingering weight yarn on a very big needle. So you're intended to throw it on over top of a tank top or a dress or something. This is one of these. I've made multiples of these.
We all have.
I can't remember if this is 2 or 3. I think it might be 2. I get this and Love Note mixed up. I've made multiples of each.
And the reason is it's one of those patterns that has, again, all kinds of modifications
super flexible
to do that you can make it look different, and it fits so nicely.
Yeah. So this is actually done out of Emma's yarn Hella Hank, and I knit the size 4, I'm pretty sure, which is about a 53-inch bust, and I used 1 Hella Hank. So that's the great thing about this is that it doesn't take a whole heck of a lot of yarn. But unlike Debbie, I am not super, super happy with the fit on the sweater. I'm not sure what happened. I thought I followed the same size from the last time I made it. Again, this is post crawl. Like literally we got to the last day of crawl and I said, I want a bright purple sweater. I've been thinking about this color of Emma since we came in about a month ago. And so I was like, I need a bright purple sweater. So I bought it, wound it, cast it on. So in my brain deadness, I may not have picked the same size, but I got it all blocked last night and I knew that the neck was tight. The neck is very tight.
It looks, when you're making it, it
looks small. It always looks small, which is why it didn't raise any red flags for me when I was knitting it. Cause I'm like, oh, the neck always looks small. This neck is very small, smaller than my other ones. I did pull my other ones out. I'm like, okay, the neck's smaller and the sleeves are also tighter. So I think I maybe didn't do the same. Maybe I did the size 5 last time and maybe that's what the differential is. But anyway, so it's okay if it's okay, but you know, even when you get your sweater finished and blocked, it doesn't mean that you're done necessarily. So I'm taking this home after I pack my suitcase, 2 suitcases. We'll get into that later. I am going to sit down and do a little bit of surgery on my sweater. So I'm going to cut out the cast on. There's a little bit of ribbing, about an inch or so of ribbing here. I'm going to pull all the ribbing out, which is going to take it to about here. And then I'm going to do an I-cord bind off on the neckline to open the neck a little bit. Then I'm going to take the sleeves and I'm going to cut the bind off on the sleeves because that's what this is. You just increased for the yoke and then you bind off the sleeves, cast on an underarm and keep going. I'm going to cut the bind off. I have a little bit of yarn left. I'm going to attach and knit a few rows of ribbing and then I'm going to do a looser bind off on the sleeves. Yeah. Which I know you might be watching this going, that's insane. There's no way I would do that. Really, it's not. Pick up your stitches. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, but you know, when you finish something, you got it blocked and off the needles, you want to move on.
I know, but I'm not, but I want to wear it and I'm not super happy with it. So I'll fix it. This is the beautiful thing about knitting as opposed to something like sewing, right? Where once you put the garment together and you've like serged your seams.
I know.
There's not a whole lot you can do, right? That's the beautiful thing about knitting and crochet is we can always
go back.
Yeah. Always go back and change things. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. But yeah, this is a full finish. Well, I want to take it with me to Florida.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to wear it if it's not fit right. So
no. And fingering weight on a large needle gives you lots of breathing.
Yes, exactly. Very, very airy to wear out to dinner or what have you.
Yeah,
so
it's so pretty.
I love this
color.
I
love the color.
I love this color. It's one of my favorite colors.
I love it. Yeah. Well, good for you.
Yeah, so I'll finish it. I'll get it fixed, hopefully, like I said, this evening. And then I will be ready to stick it in my suitcase with everything else.
So I did not bring my sock. That is my my other finished
option. But you finished it?
I did. Yay. I finished it and I'm on the next one now, which is a whip. So I have an FO and a whip. They're both socks. If you watched the last episode, you know that I was trying very hard to, I stepped out of my box a little bit and went ahead and signed up after a great Advent experience with the Advent sock that I got, and I just really enjoyed getting up every morning and doing the stripe of the day. And I decided that I was going to sign up for Willens and Nosh every month for their sock club, and I'm getting a regular size Hank and a mini every month in a special colorway, and I've kept up with it until May. May's color hasn't been done yet.
That's when I fell off the bandwagon for Farmer's Daughter too.
I am going to do shorty socks. I'm trying to find a pair of shorty socks that I can do for May just to kind of get caught up because June's is in the mail.
My thought process is like, nope. They'll be there when I get to them now.
But I've done really well up to that point. So I really have an FO. I do have socks to show. It'll be next time. Maybe I'll take them to H&H and show them. And I have I'll have 2 FOs because I'm almost done with the May socks, and then I'll have June's. Yeah. No, I'm almost done with April's sock, and then I'll have May's. So so I didn't bring them. Again, my brain is not on making sure I do the best at a podcast this morning as it is making sure that I've got in my head everything I need to get done before you go out of town on Saturday. So I do apologize, but so I'm working on socks. That's the other FO.
I'm impressed. I really am, because like I said, I fell off. I think I got March's done. And then I started April's. I think I got the first sock out of April done. And then that's, like I said, once we hit big time crawl planning, I was like, okay, this will all wait for me until I can get to.
So anyway, so go ahead, because you've got some pretty things to share.
I have a shop sample.
Oh my God.
That I finally managed to. I had to block it a second time because I wasn't happy with the first block. So this is Moonbumps by Maxim Sear. It's really turned out very long. It's a nice shape.
I love this
to wear. It's a very easy shape to wear. So this is a long shawl. It's done corner to corner, which is one of my favorite shawl knitting methods right now, because you start with a few stitches and then you increase out to the middle, but you only ever have like 60 or 65 stitches, something like that, on the needles. And then just about the point where you're like, I'm really getting bored, then you start decreasing and it goes faster down to the other end. So it really makes it for a nice knitting experience. This is a great pattern. It's got a built-in I-cord edge. And then you do these fun, kind of like applied I-cords periodically. And then he has you weave in the ends on the front side to turn them decorative, which is a fun way to incorporate those. But this is it's a great pattern.
But look how he incorporated the spin cycle just to add interest with the color changes.
So it's written
we can't say enough about, how when you're using spin cycle, how you can incorporate it into the things that you do to add interest.
So it's written essentially for a DK weight gauge for the main color, and then you use the dyed in the wool, which is the sport weight version of spin cycle for the I cords. That way they are a little bit thinner and it makes it easier to attach them. But you can do this in a single strand of DK weight yarn. And one of our other staffers is actually working on finishing hers. And so we'll have hers to show you as well, maybe next time. That's just a single strand of DK. But this is Fua Fua by Moondrake Yarns, held double. If you're not familiar with Fua, it is the merino cashmere version of Suri or merino mohair silk lace weights. It's the cashmere version of fuzz, basically. And this thing feels...
This is going to be the warmest thing you wear.
It feels so amazing. So is this a shop sample? It will live in the shop for a while.
Yeah. It was so funny when Erin goes, I'll do the sample.
I'll do the sample. I'll do it. You don't have to even pay me. I'll do it.
I'll just take it when I want it.
Exactly. And then, then when we're done and we're ready to move on, it can just come back home with me. So it really is. It's a very easy shape to wear, and you could knot it. He's got some great pictures on the pattern page about different ways to wear it. He's also got a great video about how to do the I-cord stripes. So if you're concerned about, you're looking at it going, I don't know if I can figure, he's got a video that'll walk you through exactly how to do the I-cord stripes. But there's an option to add tassels to the ends, which I haven't done yet, because I told Debbie, I'm like, okay, well, there's a choice here to be made. So this is what I have left of the spin cycle skein. And so there's a choice. I'm going to make 2 tassels. I can either make one pink tassel, so just pull from the outside, continue pulling from the outside of the cake like I've been doing. Make one pink tassel, and then make one tassel from the inside that's like that purple-green ply mix, because one end of the shawl is pink and the other end is that purple-green mix. So I could make coordinating tassels to go on either end. Or I could pull from the middle and the outside simultaneously so that it mixes the colors, do 2 strands at a time as I'm making the tassels, and then they'll both be mixed and they'll look pretty similar to put on either end. Mm-hmm. So this is the question we have to ask as we decide. So if you have a vote, comment on the video and tell us what you think we should do, because I haven't done that yet. So yeah. Debbie thinks I should make a pink one and a purple, like a coordinated
one on each end.
A coordinated for each end. So
which I think would be so cute because they'd be 2 separate colors. But
maybe I'll do a social media post too with a poll. Maybe. Vote. What would you like to see?
May I also suggest that people consider, this is cashmere spin cycle.
Yes.
There are other ways to do this that you get the same type of effect that would be less investment.
Yes, absolutely. This is a pricey 4 skein, because it's 4 skeins of fuwa because you have to hold it double.
And that's cashmere.
Which
we have.
Which we do have, and we would love to sell you. But yes, there are lots of ways.
You could use alpaca, Suri silk,
that would
Suri silk would be
a little bit less.
The Freya minikins are also sport weight, and let me just grab a couple of those. These would be great as an alternative.
Well, they're fingering, but it'll work. It would work.
No, these are fingering.
But
they would work. But
there's lots of different ways to go about it.
Yeah, these are. This would be a great substitute for the spin cycle. Give you the same effect.
And like I said, you could use DK, just a single strand of DK, and you would only need I think 2 skeins of DK.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 depending on what the yardage is on your DK. So, there's lots of different ways to approach this. So it's a great pattern because of that. There's lots of different ways you could do it.
Yeah, you could get the same
effect
by using alternative.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fibers.
But it was, like I said, it's really fun. I love that corner to corner shawl construction because it does make it, you don't end up with 250 stitches on the needles, and it takes you an hour and a half to knit a row, and you're like, why am I doing this to myself?
But the shape of it just allows it to sit on your shoulders so nicely too, or sit on your neck and just wrap yourself in. It's going to be so warm.
Yes, it will be very, very warm.
You have to go to a cold place, because Virginia is probably not going to be the place.
That is not an issue. You know what? Doesn't matter. I just will wear a short sleeve shirt and wear that. It will be fine. It's too pretty.
Oh my goodness. Well, I didn't bring my whips. Like I said, I have the socks, and I didn't bring them.
How is Aisling coming? Your color work, all over color work.
I am on the part that's past the sleeve. I'm on the decreases.
Right.
I'm on the decreases, but I haven't picked it up in a while because I was
full
speed ahead on this one. And it's not going to get picked up in a while because my goal was to have it done by Ireland, which was Saturday. It's not getting done. So
it's going to be too warm to wear.
Yeah, it's going to be 70s over there.
I was about to say.
So it's still in the bag, but it's going to be there.
It'll be there.
I'll wear it by winter.
There you go.
And it's going to happen. But I'm getting ready to cast on the Suri shirt, which of course I don't have a phone to show you, and I didn't bring, but it is by Caidree, Caidree. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Caidree. And we'll link it down below so you can look, and that's going on the needles and going with me to Ireland. And I'm hoping to have it finished by time I get back from Ireland because
it's big needles, isn't it?
It's fairly large needles, and there's not a whole lot to it. It's just a summer shirt. So you don't have the sleeve island. You don't have, it's got a, I call it an open hem or a split hem. So you're going to be back and forth for a little bit, but I think it's top down. So anyway, I hope to have it finished. So because I'm hoping to go knit in some pubs while I'm over there. So, and
it'll be fun
with the drunken nitwits, which I'll tell you about in a little bit too. So I'm hoping to get some quality knitting time while I'm over in Ireland, just soaking up the whole culture and experience over there. So I hope to have it finished when I come back.
It'll be fun.
So you've got some stuff going on the needles.
Yes. So I did, or in the wake of crawl, I pulled out my long-term project, which is the Blanket of Calm by Casapinka, making these little crochet Battenberg squares.
I'm glad you're getting back into crochet.
I do. I enjoy it. It's one of those things, like I said, these are, by this point, I have this pattern so completely memorized. I could just pull out the hook and the yarn and just...
do you get one done at a sitting? I mean,
yes.
Is it one of those?
That's the nice thing about it, is that each one of these squares, I've got to the point now, it takes me about 15, 20 minutes to do a square. So it's nice when I have like just that, I've got, 30 minutes before I have to do something. I just want to sit for a little bit. I can pull it out, make one square, and then put it back in the bag. And you feel like you've accomplished something because you completed, you cast on and bound off. Something in 15, 20 minutes.
So 2 colors.
Well, I'm doing it in 2 colors just because I'm going to, when I connect all the squares, I'm going to use black yarn to connect them all.
Oh, cool.
So I just wanted that black edging just to make it a little bit bigger. And then when I go to connect them, it won't show on the color quite so much.
So let me ask you, I crocheted as a child, did not pick it up again. I'm sure because I crocheted as a child that I would probably get back into the rhythm of it fairly easy with maybe some help from Pam or you. Is it very beginner friendly?
This is extremely so. This is a free pattern by Casapinka. It's called the Blanket of Calm. She put this out in April 2020.
Yeah.
Right when we all needed a little bit of calm. So it's very, very beginner friendly. She's got some videos linked in the pattern. I feel like that, would show you how to do the different bits. Super, super easy, simple. And so what this yarn, it was a Halloween advent calendar that I bought a few years ago. Well, 2 or 3 years ago, and then never did anything. So they were 50-gram skeins of finger and weight yarn, and they're dyed in a fade. So I'm working my way. My idea was I'm going to work my way through it, and then when I attach them, I'm going to go corner to corner on the fade in terms of the color. So it'll fade from one corner, like on the diagonal, to the other corner.
So you knit as many as
I can get
color.
13. I can get 13. 13 squares, which I thought was appropriate for a Halloween themed blanket. I can get 13 squares out of each 50-gram skein of fingering weight yarn.
Well, there you go.
And I have 13 of them.
So let me just make a suggestion. We have on our website right now a pre-order for Emma's Yarns, the small-a-day sets. A lot of people shy away from those because they think, I don't know what I'm going to do
with 25 mini
with
skeins.
25 mini skeins. Ladies and gentlemen, here you go.
Yeah. And so, like I said, this is a long term. I started this, I feel like I started it last winter or this past winter. Yeah. And so I just work, like I said, I will take it with me. It'll be one of my travel projects I take with me. We're glad you're helping you pass it. I hope the traffic on I-85 is okay.
Oh my gosh. I just saw that. Okay.
But so that'll be one of my travel projects I take with me, because they're great to, like, if you're going to be traveling. And like I said, those 15, 20, 30 minute chunks of time where I just have a little bit of time, I can sit down and make something.
And what I like about that is I would love to have a working knowledge of crochet right now in this lifetime, in my adult life. At this stage where I am, I'd love to have a working. That might be something that would just get me back into it.
It's just chaining and double crochet.
And since it's so repetitious, I only have to learn those 2 stitches again. And I could do something like that. I might do that.
100%.
That's a really great idea.
So it's really, maybe
I'll get a small-a-day set this year, and that's what I'll do with it.
Absolutely.
I would love that.
And you could do things with the square. Like I'm making blanket because I'm going to have a lot of them, but you could also make a scarf. You could put them together in a shawl. Mm-hmm. You could essentially connect them together into 2 squares and then sew them together and have a little top.
Yeah,
there's lots of things you can
just
do.
Doing squares, you've got lots of options.
Lots of options of different things that you can do.
What a great
with them.
idea. Yeah. Way to go, Erin. I love it.
It's one of my travel projects. And then I'm getting ready to cast on the newest Gnome, but I said I wasn't going to do it. But
yeah,
I love Schira has a new gnome pattern, mystery gnome pattern. The first 3 clues I think have come out. I've been saving them because I'm going to cast on in the car when we get in the car on Friday. But I decided to go rogue for this pattern because we all know this is what I do, right? Yeah. And instead of doing 3 colors, I'm going to do 2 because I picked up a Freya mini because I've been looking at these things now for a month going, there's something I want to do with this and I don't know what it is. I'm going to do a gnome. So there's going to be, so I picked up one of the colors and then I got a skein of the Woolstock Light by Blue Sky Fibers, which I think is a great,
that's going to be a
great pairing. And so I'm going to just do 2 colors. So I'm going to use this as color 1 and color 3. And I'm going to use this as color 2. I think I may have to make adjustments on the fly, depending on what the pattern has me do. But anyway, I thought that's going to be how fun is a little gnome going to be with the little color shifting.
Yeah.
Little color shifting balls. So I'm excited. Baby blanket with a small day set. Yes, exactly. That would be a great option. So I'm taking that with me as well for my other travel project.
It's a great idea.
And then I might have to take one more thing because I have multiple trips in a row.
Yeah. And again, we've got a really nice selection of the Freya minikins. If that's something that you want to do, we'll go ahead and show those.
We'll go ahead and show those because I don't have anything else to show. So let's talk about what's new in the shop. So we got these in for crawl. This is just a small selection of the colors that we have in. So these are by Freya. These are fingering weight, little 25-gram minis, essentially, but they're all caked up. They're all wound up in a cake. They're dyed in these gradient, different ombre gradient. They'll fade gradually across the colors. They don't stripe. And the fun thing about them is that like this and this are the same colorway. They're just wound opposite of each other.
Think those hats for Christmas. And just if you did just like a plain hat and
these
you wanted
are the same
to
ones,
do
same color.
Just add interest to the hat, this would be amazing.
Yeah, they'll be perfect for color work.
I love to pick things like that up for color work rather than change colors and the color work have the
little balls.
It for you.
Yeah. So this is fun. So this is the first thing from Freya we've brought in. We'll have more from them coming up.
Yeah, and even the reason I pulled this is you've got I pulled this because we have these back in stock.
Yes.
But do you see things like this and the Alaska hat, which is a great pattern?
Yeah.
These types of patterns work really well.
Yeah.
For these for these balls. So
so
this is back in stock, but a great option.
That's a ton of fun. So, and speaking about wanting to pick up
crochet,
a new skill, wanting to pick up crochet.
Very beginner friendly.
Very beginner friendly. I'm going to
let you talk about those while I go do a wardrobe change.
We are so excited to have. So we are now a stockist for the Woobles. If you are not familiar, you have probably seen these little kits all over, if you're on social media at all. These are super, super fun little kits. Everything is included. So like this is the bunny. Everything that you need is included in the kit, right? It's got your hook. It's got your yarn. It's got your stuffing. It's got your little eyes to put on the bunny. Everything is there. And there's a whole series of videos. The piece is actually pre-started for you. You don't have to do the cast on. And there's a whole series of little videos that you watch that will walk you through the entire process. So even if you have no crochet skills at all, you can 100% do this. This also makes a great gift if you have friends or even, really, honestly, kids can make these, adults. If you have a friend who is interested in potentially learning about fibercraft, knitting or crocheting, this would be a fabulous thing to get them. We have so many cute options on our website. Everything comes packaged so adorably. And so we are very excited to have the Woobles in stock for anybody who, like, this is great if you want. As seen on Shark Tank. These are fabulous. So this is the 6 that we have in right now. I'm sure we'll get more in over time. They do holiday themed sets. So we are very excited to be stocking the Woobles now. Debbie, you changed your shirt. What's going on?
This is the Lemon Spritz tea
by Marie Green.
Marie Green.
I love the little ties on the sleeves. It's so cute.
Look at this. This is the 4-day knit along, 7th annual.
7th annual. This is this year's 4. Not that you make it in 4 days.
No,
don't panic.
This is our shop sample, and everybody will have it in the shop. But I can tell you, I like it better in person than I liked it when I first saw it. The
pictures.
It's quite comfortable. It is, it's going to be a great summer shirt for anybody that makes it this year. Our sample was done by Uta. And the 4-day cow kicks off the June 30th
is cast on day.
Yeah, so the patterns will download. You can go ahead and pre-order your pattern now for Lemon Spritz, and you'll get all of the pre-order information for you to be able to do, pick your size, do your gauge swatch, everything you need to know about it, how, just all your pre-information. And then on June 30th, you'll get the pattern actually downloaded. Hopefully, at that point, you have done your gauge swatch, you're good to go, you're just ready. We are going to be participating in the 4-day cow this year. And again, like Erin said, the whole purpose of this is to try to knit a sweater faster than you've ever knit before. So challenge yourself. It doesn't have to be done in 4 days. Marie Green is allowing the month of July, actually. Right. A lot of people want to time themselves, how much time they actually spend knitting it so that they can.
4 days is 96 hours, right? So, can you get it done? And when you think about 96 hours spread over the course of the month.
Over time.
That's,
Yeah. So she's done this for 7 years. And this is, I don't know that I've seen another one like this that she's done for the knit along.
I think this is usually their long sleeve sweaters. So this is the first, I think, summery top that she's done. It's really cute.
So we're going to be having some things in the shop that we'll be announcing later, just to kind of encourage people to participate as well as be able to do together.
So right now,
used for this Barocco Meraki, and we will link it down below. This is a summer. It is a cotton hemp polyester blend by Barocco. We absolutely love it. And the reason I think this is such a pretty, do you see the texture in it?
Yeah.
It's kind of a thick thin. So it gives it a lot of, and plus you've got the
little bit
marling.
So a little bit of color interest.
Yeah. So we have
really
this.
See it on the blue.
But we don't have every color they make. But you can go, we
have an order form.
And we'll link it down below that you can actually go out, look at the colors on Meraki, and we'll be happy to order your yarn for you so that it all comes from the same bag and one dye lot. But we'll be happy to do that. The other one that we're recommending is Little Fox Willow, which is, and you've seen it before. I didn't bring it over here, but
it's a merino hemp.
For those that want a hand dye yarn, it's a merino hemp blend. And it is a sport weight yarn, and we think that would be amazing for this top as well. So we have some options for you. We do have, again, in our newsletter, and we do recommend that you subscribe to our newsletter if you don't, because we do put all these kinds of information that we can't do on a social media post, can't explain in full. We do in our newsletter. So, and we have links and things for you to go out and look at some of the things that we have for the 4-day cow. But we are encouraging you to take a look at it. This again is Lemon Spritz. You can find it by Marie Green or AKA Olive Knits on
Ravelry.
So I like it.
I know. So let's see, and talk a little bit. Colors of the month. For Emma's yarn, this is June. This to me is very watermelon-y. I really like this. So we get the colors of the month in on Hella Hanks. So these are dyed on the Hella Hanks, which are that's what I used to make my Ranunculus. It's 600 yards of merino cashmere nylon fingering weight blend. So we get the colors of the month every month, and once they're gone, they're gone. So if you like June's color, you can pick that up in store or on our website. I don't have the Kim Dyes yarn color of the month for June because I think, well, we haven't gotten June's. May's sold during the crawl. We sold all of the May color, and we haven't gotten June yet, but I do have some May fiber left. So this was the May color of the month on fiber. This is called Marigold, and it's on a Polwarth silk blend. So this is like super, super summer right here. So got that in. Do we want to talk about these?
Yes. So during crawl, we debuted these during crawl. We have our own line of yarn here called Rich Hill Yarns, dyed by our amazing dyers, Jeff Suho and his wife, Abby. And we wanted something to complement the 13 colors that we already have in the line,
which are all inspired by and named after Richmond City landmarks.
And our tonals, or mostly tonals and solids. So we wanted something to complement that. And we thought, where can we go? What can we do? How can we jump off from this point? So we decided to do the Richmond murals. So we have taken 5 murals from Richmond, and we have taken the 5 that we really that spoke to us, and we decided to dye a color that was inspired by that. This one is
called Let There Be Light, and these are all dyed on our fingering weight base, which is a 75-25 merino nylon blend. This one is called Moonshine. So
and we on the band has the address.
If you'd like to go check them out and see them in person yourself. I love this. I think is my favorite. This is called the Traveler.
And these do coordinate with their colors.
Yes,
with our tonals and solids.
So if you're thinking about things to do, this is called Kiss from Space. I love this one too.
That's really pretty
and everything.
And I tell you, when we put this with one of our teal blues, it really, oh my gosh.
And then this is called A Mural by Andrew Hem. This particular mural doesn't have a name, but just the artist's name. So A Mural by Andrew Hem. So those are also, you can find those on our website and in store. We have them just on the fingering base right now, but they are permanent additions to the colorway line. So they debuted during crawl, but they will be restocked if colors sell out. So these are permanent additions to the Rich Hill yarn.
Yeah. So I'm all out of whack here as far as what order we're doing things.
No, it's okay.
We also during crawl brought in a new artist who does these amazing pins. Her business name is Victor Zulu.
These are magnetic shawl pins
that are
with really super.
The intention is to take your shawl, put this on the front of your shawl, and then underneath your clothing, stick that magnet in place. It holds your shawl to your clothing so it doesn't shift on you.
Right, you're not playing with it all day.
Yeah, it's really, this will be great for your Moonbumps if you decide to go that route. But she does several, all are going to be different because she handcrafts these each by hand, does them individually. So they're just beautiful. What we love about them is that they're so artistic and just gorgeous, and they were a big hit during crawl.
These are not listed on our website because they're a consignment item. So they're all individual. But if you ever want to shop things like these, or the Daisy Said project bags, or when we have trunk shows in, you can book a virtual shopping appointment. We did a lot of those during crawl. They're very successful. We do them on Zoom, and we can walk you around and show you things.
The other thing we have, and this is also a consignment item, but I do believe that we have this up on the website.
Yes,
these were very
popular.
This is Robin's Promise. This is her 25 skein mini kit. You get 25 individual skeins, 92 yards each. You get
and the pattern.
Yeah, 2,300 yards total in here. This is the shortest day shawl. I can tell you, this is amazing. Talk about one of those. I know.
I can't. I'm just like
no ends to weave in. People.
Right, because you knit it in the round and then you cut it. And don't panic when you hear me say that, because the designer has very cleverly set it up so that it will not unravel. It actually, Susan Dickerson, who owns Robin's Promise, said she had to work to unravel to make the fringe. It didn't want to unravel on its own. So it is fabulous. Yeah.
So what I want to do is show you, when you think, how the heck am I going to wear something this big?
Debbie wears it beautifully.
Well, the thing is, what I was walking around because I was chilly, so I was wearing it. But see how big it is? It's meant to be more of a
almost
blanket
like a poncho.
Wrap
Mm-hmm.
that you wear like during, I mean, can you imagine when it gets cold, just sitting there, you know, wrapped up in this? It's just a nice hug.
So this is essentially like getting an Advent countdown set, but you know 25. What all the colors are. So you don't have the mystery associated. You know exactly what all the colors are going to be to start off, but you do get a print copy of the pattern is in the box. So yes, this is, we occasionally put a consignment item. Susan is not planning to make these ever again. She made them special for Yarn Crawl for the Robin's Promise trunk show that we had in here. We had a few left over, and she's like, I don't want to take these home. I don't want to put them on my website. I'm never making these stupid boxes again because it took me forever. Do you want to just keep them and sell them on consignment? And so we said yes. So they are on our website. If you are a Robin's Promise fan and you did not pick up a 25 mini set from us during crawl, you have a chance to do that. They are on our website. We would be happy to ship that to you. And ship now, because now we ship to Canada.
We ship to Canada now. Yeah.
So we are slowly expanding where we ship to. So now we ship to the lower 48 and Canada.
Who would have thought that there's a process to trying to get international shipping in place for a small business?
Not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
No, but we will.
Do you want to talk about, or do you want to?
Well, Lana is another. It's the
summer issue of Lana is in.
So we do have that on our website and in the store. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pattern.
As always.
These
I hadn't seen that.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh, I can't show that to my daughter, so she might want it.
Oh my gosh, look. I know. It's just, always beautifully photographed. Just gorgeous patterns. Recipes,
articles, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah. So that is in shop. Then we are now a Knitting for Olive stockist, which what we love about these colors are they're very muted neutrals that are that make great sweater yarns. This is their new merino. We do have their cotton merino. We were going back and forth. We think we showed that last time.
We can't remember, but yes, we have a cotton merino blend, and then this is 100% merino, both fingering weight.
But we will be getting in their merino worsted during the winter or the fall. It'll be in place for fall. Yeah. So we are now going to be carrying their yarns and just beautiful, beautiful yarns to knit with. Very nice on the hand. Very soft. You'll enjoy this yarn.
Yeah, 50-gram balls. So that makes it nice for color work or stripes. If you wanted to make a stripes sweater like would be great. Debbie's, that would be perfect. You could pick up 50-gram balls of that. So, yep, absolutely. You can check that out. You
probably could come close to the colors that I used.
So check it out on our website or in shop. I think that's well, I mean, I don't know how much you want to get into.
We'll talk about next time.
Well, I think we're okay. I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good. So let's just tell you some of the things we have coming up. Because boy, just when you think summer's a downtime for everybody, you look at our schedule and you go, wow, you know, we've got a lot going on. So Worldwide Knit and Public Day is this Saturday. We hope wherever you are, you'll take your stitching out in public.
Whatever you do, whether it's knitting, crochet, weaving, doesn't
spinning,
matter.
Cross stitch, needlepoint, anything. Stitch in public. Bring awareness to our craft and the love that we all have for the fiber arts and the soft needle arts or soft crafts. I think is what we're technically calling. Yeah. So do that. We are going to have just come out on our deck if you're local. We'll have from 11 to 5 when we're open. We'll have people throughout the day sitting out on the deck and just working on their projects. And you just visit with people. You know, it's a community event. We will be going on vacation.
Yes, next week. So you heard both of us talk. Debbie is going to Ireland.
I'm going to Ireland.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because you're going with Knit in the Pit, right?
We're going with it's a Knit in the Pit tour. I'm going. Keezer from the shop is also going on the tour. We leave Saturday. We're going to be. It's kind of geared towards knitting. And so we get to see some things that are particular, specific to our craft, but we also do the highlight. I get to kiss the Blarney Stone.
Oh, boy. Go to castles.
But one of the highlights of the tour is we get to meet the Drunken Knitwits. And this, you'll see them. They're all over. They're like little guilds. And they meet, I think it's like once a month, and they meet in different pubs around Ireland. They even have some chapters here in the United States. I think Boston has a chapter, but we get to knit with them and I'm thinking we're going to be meeting in a pub to knit. I don't know, but I thought, ooh, how cool is that? We're going to be in a pub knitting. I mean, I can't think of anything better.
That'll be fun. And yes, so you and Keezer are doing that. I'm going to Florida to visit family. Barbara's going, so most of our staff is gone,
which is why we closed.
Which is why the brick and mortar is going to be closed. So it's just the brick and mortar shop. Next week, June 13th to the 17th, we will be closed. There are no stitch groups, so our Tuesday morning, Friday morning, Thursday evening stitch groups are all canceled next week. Our online shop will be open. It's open 24/7. Of course, there was one staff member who will still be in town who will be keeping an eye on orders. We'll pull orders a couple of times during the week and ship out the shipping orders. Obviously, the in-store pickup orders, she'll just get prepped and ready. So we will be closed, and we will reopen the following Tuesday, June 20th.
Yeah. And that week, after June 20th, leading up to the 24th, which is that Saturday, we will be having a trunk show with Yarny Mammoth.
That's the 24th to the July 1st.
July 1st, right. Yes. With that 24th.
4th of that, yeah.
We'll be leading up to that. Now, Erin and I are heading out. I get back. You get back from vacation.
No,
I get back.
You get back. You're home for a couple of days. I fly straight from Florida.
That's right.
This is why I have to pack 2 suitcases.
Yeah. So we meet in Chicago for our annual trade show.
Americas. Yay.
So we'll be meeting with vendors. We'll be being introduced to some new products, and we'll be
what's coming for the fall. We'll designers.
We'll be taking some classes, basically about trends and how just what's coming up in the in yarn shops across the country and other specific
across the industry.
We'll be talking about the industry itself and looking and seeing what's coming and how to best bring product to you. So we're excited about that. We'll be gone from the 20th. We meet in Chicago, and we'll be back on the 24th. And so,
but the shop will be open because the rest of the staff will be here, and they've got this. But we are going to do a special edition. So we're very excited. This year, H&H has got a podcasters lounge set up on the convention center floor. I'm picturing, I think it's going to be like a glassed-in booth with mics and computer and everything set up. And it's really hysterical. So they sent this email out to everybody who's registered.
All right. So back up.
Oh, yeah.
What we do here is a laptop,
very low tech,
and we go to YouTube and we hit the button that says live. That's all we do. Okay, just keep that in mind.
Yes,
okay?
So we're very low tech.
Yes,
but so they sent out this email to all the registered participants saying, "Hey, we're really excited. We're going to have this podcast booth, and we would love if you are a podcaster, whether it's a video or audio or whatever. We would love for you to do a podcast from H&H." We're going to make all this equipment available to you to use. And Debbie showed me this email and kind of laughed about it. I mean, isn't this funny that they want people? And I said, sign up for a time slot.
Yeah.
And she, what do you mean? I'm like, we have a podcast. sign up for a time slot. So we signed up. Our time slot's going to be Thursday, June 22nd at 4 p.m. Central. So it'll be 5 p.m. Eastern, whether if you watch us from home. We'll be live on YouTube. We're going to talk about what we've seen so far that week.
We'll be
bringing to you. We're very excited. It is going to be the equipment. They sent us an email with like links to all these videos. Here's how to use all the equipment.
We have no idea what some of this equipment even is.
Well, I think it's for people who do like audio.
Yes, I know. But I mean, when we're reading it, it's like, tell us if you need this or this or this or this.
So I emailed back Darren, who's in charge of this podcast. So I'm like, okay, look, this is what we do. We're really low tech. Are we going to be able to do this? He's like, yes, that'll be totally fine. There'll be a laptop. You could just hit. And you could just hit live stream on YouTube. It's no problem whatsoever. It was just really, really hysterical.
I can only imagine what kind of people they're going to, what kind of level they're going to have podcasting.
I'm sure there'll be very, very experienced podcasters. And then there'll be people like us, like, we go live on YouTube.
Get the record or the,
and then hit
live
and
button.
Stream.
Yeah.
But so that's exciting. So you can, if you don't catch us live, just as always, we will save the video to the channel and you can always watch later on.
And we'll put links down below and stuff.
Like we always do.
We don't know what we're doing for that yet.
We're just going to wait and see what happens.
We're just going to wing it. You know, we're going to see if there's somebody who wants to get on with us.
Yeah, we did ask for 3 microphones so that if in case we had a guest.
We don't know if we'll have a guest.
I don't know. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
That's what you keep telling me.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
So yeah, so definitely check that out. June 22nd. Yeah. Like I said, it'll be live at 4 Central, 5 Eastern. That always messes us up with H&H because they're in the Central time zone and we have to be really careful about making appointments and things. Because last year, remember how confused we got last year?
Oh, because they send you out an app and your schedule's on there and there was some,
but the setting defaults to whatever time zone you're currently in. So we were looking at everything before we left. It was all in Eastern time. And then we got switched. We were like running around like chickens with our heads cut off.
I know. It's just, it was very confusing.
And but we've got it this year.
I don't know that we've got it. Did you see the email we got from Jennifer? I was scheduling an appointment with Jennifer and she's going,
it's the same thing. It's doing the same thing. I don't know
if the app is doing.
I think it's doing the same thing.
So anyway, it's very confusing, but we've got it. I mean, we've gone now. Last year was the first year, so we kind of have in our head what we know to expect, and we'll just like it's all okay. It's all good.
We got it. It'll be fun.
So we have some things coming up for you again.
Sign up for the email newsletter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the reason you especially want to do that now is we have Marie Green and we have Tanis Gray from Tanis Knits. They are publishing new books this fall and we're on their book tours.
Yes.
We're
fabulous
excited.
Events.
We have some events.
And as we had the comment down below, yes, this would be a great time to knit a lemon spritz and then you can come meet Marie in the fall and wear your lemon spritz.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
To meet her. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah, Tanis will be teaching, so there will be more information coming out about that. Marie's doing a book talk and signing, and we're working on all the details for that. And so,
so sign up for our weekly email newsletter. You could do that on our website.
You don't want to miss a thing
because you don't want to. You want to make sure you keep up with everything.
Yeah. So that's it for today. I hope we have our act together. I was going to say something else, but I hope we have our act together to plan for H&H's podcast so we can bring you.
It'll be great.
A little bit more organized.
No, we were very organized today.
I mean, yeah.
But we got this down now.
Got this. I mean, let's hope I don't leave my whips at home
or your phone. That's going to be the bigger concern, Debbie. Please bring your phone.
I know, please bring your phone. Oh Lord.
It's going to be fabulous.
It's all going to be fine. But thank you for watching. Yes. We do appreciate you joining us, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Again, you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on this channel, and you can always email the shop, sign up for virtual tour or virtual shopping session with us. So all kinds of options for you.
Just be a good time to subscribe to the channel if you don't, and hit that button, the bell next to the subscribe button, because it'll let you know when we go live. So that way you won't miss us when we do our special edition.
So thanks for joining us. You have a great weekend, a great time. We'll talk to you on the other side of vacation.
We're going to get there. Bye. Yeah. Okay.